Today, we'll find out why I chose to move all of my mining equipment from Electroneum over to Monero. Is it permanent? We'll find out. I want to start this video off by saying I'm a huge supporter of the Electroneum project. I believe in the project, I believe in the company, I believe in Richard Ells. I think he's a good businessman. I think he's made a lot of good decisions, a lot of good partnerships. But over the past 4 or 5 days as a miner, I had to look at things and figure out what my next step was. And although I still believe in the project, although I'm heavily invested in the project, I realized really quick, once the ASICs came on board and we had not yet forked to an ASIC resistant version, such as the Monero V7, my daily profitability as a miner went down quite a bit. That's pretty important to me. So if you're a long-term holder, daily profitability may not mean a whole lot to you. And quite frankly, I am a long-term holder. I'm going long on Electroneum. But when you look at all the math and you see that the amount of money that you've spent on mining equipment, the investment in time, the investment in money, the investment in effort that you put into the mining, when you see that dissolve relatively quickly, like essentially overnight or within a 48-hour period, you realize that maybe I need to change things up a little bit. Although I'm extremely, extremely excited about the future of Electroneum, for the short term, I looked at Monero and I looked at some other coins, and I started doing the math on what the daily profitability was. And then I started thinking, okay, well, right now, in my personal situation, I was at 1,300 to 1,400 coins per day at my hash rate as of 1 week ago. So then I looked at over a 3 or 4 day period when all of this hash power came on the network, my profitability went down to about 300 to 350 coins a day. Like I said, almost overnight. So if you do the math, obviously if you're a long-term holder, that's 350 coins, even at 2 cents, what it is right now, a little over 2 cents. It just doesn't make sense to keep mining the coin and keep burning the electricity when your profitability went so low. So although it killed me to pull all of my equipment off of Electroneum, it just made sense from a mathematics standpoint and a dollar standpoint. So let me show you what I mean, and we'll get into whether this is going to be a permanent change for me or not. So in my scenario, I had about 3,400 or 34,500 hash per second. Now it sits at 441 ETN at the current hash rate. And again, remember guys, just 4 or 5 days ago, the network was at 275, 285. That's a huge change. Although the price of the coin remained the same, the difficulty went up so fast. It's now currently at 47 billion. A few days ago, it was at 18 billion. That's a huge jump in difficulty. Huge. I started looking at Monero, and I said, okay, if I can mine at the same rate, because it's the same exact algorithm, there's not much I have to do. If I'm on Cast XMR, I'm going to use the same pool. if I'm on XMR Stack or any of the other programs, and I'm going to use the same pool, if the pool is available, such as Hash Vault, you can do Monero or Electroneum, along with several other coins. But if my hash rate is the same, I'm running the same exact algorithm, I can look at this and say, all right, so I can mine 1.4, make this a little bit smaller. If I can mine roughly 1.4 XMR per week, and again, guys, you can take these numbers with a grain of salt. Most of these calculators will get you in the ballpark, but it's not always 100% accurate. Times $239, the current price of XMR in Monero. That's $343 a week. All right, so $343. Let's look at Electroneum. 3,088 coins per week times. Last time I looked at it, it was 2.1 cents, 2.2 cents. So we'll just give it the benefit of the doubt and say 2.2 cents. $67.93. It's quite a big difference from mining XMR. Same algorithm, same electric consumption, same workload on the cards. $343, $67.93. So at the beginning of the video I stated, is this a long-term, is this a permanent thing? Well, could be. If I'm looking to go long in Electroneum, if I only make $67, that's not really what I'm looking at right now. That's just the monetary value of the coin right now. Obviously, as an investor and a holder and a miner, I'm looking for the asset to increase over time. And I'm going to wait until it hits $1, $5, whatever it may get to. But I'm willing to wait. I'm not really as concerned about the $67 right now. Although the 343 looks pretty good. What I'm really concerned about long term is the fact that I can only get 3,088 coins a week roughly. I can only get 1.4. I can't even get 1.5 XMR. But what interests me in here is the 343. So let's do the math again. So 343, 1.4, that's weekly. Let's just say I mine Monero for a week versus I mine Electroneum for a week. And my end goal is to have a lot of Electroneum. Well, if I only have 3,088 coins here, or 3,000 coins a week, I can now take this $343, $343, and sell that. And guys, again, this is loose math. I'm not accounting for transaction fees or transferring over from, one exchange to another, things like that. But again, this is just loose math to give you an idea of my thought process and why I made the decision that I made. If I wanted to sell that Monero at the end of the week, and I have $343, if I were to sell that and then purchase Electroneum, that's currently at 2.2 cents. Instead of mining 3,000 coins over the period of the week and only mining 1.4 XMR, if I were to sell that XMR and turn around and buy with the USD, or let's say Bitcoin, I would now have 15,590-ish coins. So if I were to mine it, I could have 3,000 Electroneum. If I were to mine XMR, turn around, sell it, and then purchase Electroneum, now I have an additional 12,000 coins. Now that math makes pretty good sense to me. I'm not as much worried about the dollar figure right now, like I said, but the more coins I can have as they appreciate, let's just say the coin goes to 50 cents. I have no idea. I'm not a financial investor or a financial advisor. I am an investor, but not an advisor. So take everything I'm saying in this video as a grain of salt. Take it for what it's worth. I'm not giving you any financial advice. Just telling you, sharing with you what I'm doing. All right, so let's say 15,590. I would take 15,590, and at today's value, convert it back to USD for $343. Again, guys, loose math, just an example. Obviously, there's going to be transaction fees, there's going to be losses, but that's not what I'm looking at. I want to say, as an investor, as a long-term holder of this project, let's just say it goes to 50 cents. Again, no financial advice. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just an average guy. But if I hold that and we have a 25-time increase from where we're currently sitting, in 1 year, let's just say 1 year. This is all hypothetical, make-believe. In 1 year, if the price of those coins went up to 50 cents, my return of 1 week of mining could theoretically be, at 50 cents, $8,575. Now, let's look at Monero. Let's see exactly what it was. 1.439 Monero that I could mine this week. All right. Let's say now that Monero in 1 year is not $232, I believe it was. It's now $1,000. So let's multiply that by $1,000. Big difference. So if I were to hold the Monero and it increased all the way up to $1,000, which it most certainly could, but $1,000 from 200 at this point is a lot larger stretch than saying Electroneum can go from 2 cents to 50 cents by the end of that 1 year. So 1,439 hypothetically versus 8,575. Sure, I could mine the XMR and hold it. Again, 1 week example here. But I could mine that 1.4 this week, hold it to the end of the year, and if it did get to 1,000, I'd have $1,400 roughly from my week of mining, which, hey, that's not a bad deal either. Or I could take the funds from the XMR mining, turn it back into Bitcoin, and then buy Electroneum and end up with $8,575 if it hypothetically went from 2 cents where it is now to 50 cents. So for me, guys, the math is pretty easy. So my question I posed at the beginning of the video, will I stay on it? Well, from a mathematics standpoint, and if I'm going to be holding this coin long term, which I plan to do, kind of makes financial sense now not to mine the coin, but to just outright purchase it. I mean, it's pretty clear. We're talking, 5, almost 6 times the amount of money, hypothetically, at the end of the year, going from, 2 cents to 50 cents, or $200 to $232 to $1,000, holding that 1.4 XMR. So, like I said, the math's pretty easy. I can't say that I'm going to continue to mine XMR. And look, if there are plenty of other coins out there that I could be mining, and some of them may be more profitable now. I have friends that love NiceHash, and that's how they make their money. But for me, it's always about holding long term, letting the asset appreciate. And if I have 1 Bitcoin, man, that's awesome. But if I have 300,000 Electroneum, that's a lot better, as you can see in the math. Again, take this for what you will. I'm not an investor, or I'm not an advisor. Second time I've said that. But I am a miner, and I can do math just like everybody else. So let's talk about, before I end the video, let's talk about the ASIC situation. A rebuttal to one of my comments on Facebook from someone who I kind of felt was rather uninformed and obviously not a miner, said that ASICs were a good thing for the network. If you really break that down, that could be an hour conversation at minimum. As someone who is heavily invested in mining, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of my own money, and I'm not rich. I'm probably just like 95% of the people that are going to watch this video. I go to work, I have a job, I'm trying to do what I can to get into the space and make money. I can sit here and debate whether ASICs are a good thing or not. But as a miner, as kind of a small guy, I don't have mega hash worth of mining power. What I have is what a lot of guys have. They have, a 1 rig or 2, 3, 4 rigs. It's hard to compete with that stuff. And from a price standpoint, it's really difficult for me to compete with that. And the fact that I have thousands of dollars in this equipment, and I'm only able to make a few dollars a day on the coin of my choice, that's pretty defeating. But I wanted to give you an alternative to being defeated and show you that sometimes it's okay, even though you may be a big fan of the coin, sometimes it's okay to move to something else if it mathematically makes sense. To move to something else, and if you really want your coin, that's another coin is more profitable, you can move to another coin, sell it if you wish, or you can hold it, but you can sell it and then just purchase the coin of your choice. Obviously, you can see in the math, the rough math, that it's going to work out rather well for me. Even if the price of Electroneum starts moving up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents, and then I take that $340 and purchase more Electroneum, at this point, while the profitability is so low for us GPU miners, it just makes more sense. I might make another video later. If you guys have any comments, put them down below. But I might make another video to talk specifically about ASICs and how it's really hurting the mining community, the GPU mining community. But I'll leave it at that for today. Like I said, just wanted to share this with you. I hope this is helpful. I hope it's informative to you. And if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more content from me, if you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification on the bottom right. And I'll continue to make more videos. Again, this one's just my opinion, but from a mathematics standpoint, it's kind of hard to argue. Again, guys, thanks again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.